Were you surprised at all the
Yes.
things Kevin has done?
Well, the biggest surprise was at the end when he said he had a heart attack because he's not that old.
He's not that old, but
But it was
welder,
stage 30. Yeah.
3 universities, tattoo artist, man, and a lot of formal education.
Yes.
And so, and we're going to be able to see more of his art tonight and talk with him and share some funny stories. So it is truly our pleasure to have back Kevin Persaud.
Yes. We're on a new episode of The Third Chair. And again, we don't know who's going to talk first. So.
Well, we did, but I just decided to wait
We're
and see
going
what
to change
happened.
this to Dazed and Confused instead of The Third Chair.
All right.
I was going to start, but then I just waited to see what Doug was going to do when I didn't
This is the
talk.
20th episode we're filming this weekend.
Yeah.
And they had a different guest on every one of them.
Well, we are so
But the
blessed
best
to
guest
have
this
Kevin.
week has been Kevin, yeah.
Kevin,
Thanks.
we are
Thanks for
so,
having me.
and if you didn't see last week, look at the episode. We go over a bunch of your art that is so cool, and I think people would really enjoy it.
I appreciate you saying that. Yeah.
And then when we ended the show, you kind of hit us by surprise with a really serious thought. You had said at a relatively young age you'd had a heart attack.
Age 30, yeah.
And
That's pretty young.
I mean, are you doing okay with your health now?
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly healthy. I mean, well, sure, yeah. But
Okay.
No,
So you're doing pretty decent
I'm
after
doing
that.
pretty decent. Yeah, nothing, no heart attacks. I haven't had any scares, or I've been relatively.
Well, that led me think about, after an experience like that, did that change your thinking about art or what topics you were going to pursue in art, or how fast you did your art? Was there any change in your thinking after that?
Yes and no. I've always painted pretty fast, even like still lifes and landscapes and things. It's just something that kind of came naturally to me, even after all of the years of practice. The only thing that has changed is my dire need to make things happen now. I realize I'm not getting any younger, and I might as well just go for it, right? So, which is really hard when I'm trying to take things slow, and take my time with things, because a lot of things need patience. But as far as like the art career goes and getting into things, I've been trying to move as fast as I can and get as much done as I can, do as many paintings as I can, just to do it. I'm not getting younger. I could die. Who knows?
Right.
I don't know what that whole thing was about. Like this year, last year I got into Cottonwood. I shook a bunch of hands. I got to know some people and developed this very strong community with very, very supportive people. And this year I've got my first solo show at the Garfield Art Gallery in Colorado Springs in April, which is next month.
Do you have dates on that or anything?
Yeah, so the opening for the show will be first Friday of April. So the first Friday of April, Garfield Gallery, I'll be there. It's my first solo show. And then I am in talks with Jasmine of Ephemera to do another solo show there, and then I'm talking with Ultra Flat Black Gallery to do a small show.
So help those of us that are not as familiar with the art world.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you're going to do a solo show,
Right.
Obviously there's a location and it's
Yeah.
mainly your art that's
Yes.
primarily displayed.
Right.
I'm assuming that that's somewhat of a big commitment, though, that you're also there greeting people, pointing out your stuff. It's
Yeah.
not. It's like a lot more. I don't know if pressure's the right word, but you're there like a lead actor in a film almost.
Sure, it's my night essentially, or for that opening, I'll be there, shaking hands again, smiling and getting to know people, mingling. But yeah, it'll be mainly my work based around a concept that I've been developing for a couple months now, and showing some of the pieces that have already been seen to be incorporated with that, as well as an installation that I am also working on. So I will be trying to piece that together and put them in the show. So again, it'll be me for that opening night saying, hi, this is my stuff. Maybe I'll give a speech, maybe I'll talk about the art, but I'm really there just to hang out and just say, hey, this is me.
Now, I have known artists that if they're honest and talk to you in private, they'll say that they're actually really scared to do their own show and hang their stuff because I guess on some level there's some fear of rejection or that people will criticize what you've done.
Yeah.
Do you deal with feelings like that?
Yeah, all the time. I believe vulnerability is is immense strength. There's strength in vulnerability, and what creatives do to show their work is very vulnerable. You're creating something. You're putting an idea. You're taking a piece of yourself and you're showing it to somebody else. So with that, yeah, there's going to be a lot of nervousness and a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear of rejection because it's almost like someone is rejecting you.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah. How can you not take it personally?
You can't, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, this is my heart, my soul. This is my baby.
Yeah. I myself do believe that, again, vulnerability is strength. So when I put something out there to show somebody, the first couple times it was I was very anxious ridden. I was very nervous. And eventually, as people have gotten to know my work and wanted to see more of my work, it did fade away, but all those feelings are still there.
Well, and here's an interesting twist. We talked to Julia, a shout out to her. We filmed her last night.
Yeah.
You looked a little bit of her art.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
She brought up something that I've thought about as well, is that there's almost a little bit of a fear of success. Like if you succeed, then
Which is something no one really talks about. Yeah.
no one really talks about. You know, you may succeed for a while, and then you fear losing that.
Sure.
But then we also talked about the idea, and tell me whether you agree with this. It's like you see certain pieces that are really liked, and then do you have the circuits in your head saying, you know, if I want to continue to be successful, I have to make them like those all the time. Do more of that, and maybe not pursue all the things that are meaningful to you.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of why I jump ideas a lot too, is because I don't want to get pigeonholed into that. Sure, someone will look at something and be like, I want to see more of that. This is amazing. This is a great style. I want to see more of this. But I don't want that. I want people to see, okay, this is I want them to see they're going to a Kevin Shinalik or Persaud show and they want to see whatever work I've done, not just a specific type.
Right, right.
But there is that. That is a very, very common thing that a lot of artists have to deal with.
Especially if the gallery is saying, you know, we've had 10 buyers, there's more people that want pieces like this.
Again, a very
Can
big
you
thing,
make
yeah.
another 10 of those?
Yep.
You know, this
Oh, yeah.
whole thing, and then you think, you know, I didn't do art to do it that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I left advertising for that reason. I don't want any part of that. Yeah.
So you're also in advertising.
I went to school for advertising. I went to school for advertising.
So you're a marketing major? Or
It was
something,
yeah.
or more-
It was Academy of Art University in San Francisco. I was studying advertising, so it was a lot of marketing. It was a lot of not just journalism, but also like you're writing up storyboards for a commercial.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
So you've
copywriting things.
been a tattoo artist. You've worked in a gold mine. You're an artist. You've gone to Denver Film School.
Yeah.
And this school in San Francisco.
Yes.
Did you work in a short stint at Harvard or Yale?
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
So, do you have someone who functions as a classical mentor? Or is that more the role of the collective in terms of advice and...
The collective is very supportive, and we do bounce a lot of ideas off of each other. One specific mentor I do not have. I have a number of different people that I talk to and I communicate with and I reach out to if I have a problem or I'm running into ideas. They're all mainly local artists, so I have garnered a big support group, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
So, do you ever... this will sound like a really dumb question, please forgive me, but
Sure.
do you ever have times where you're trying to figure out how to paint something in a way that has a certain effect and it's just not working out, but one of your friends has done it amazingly and you want to know how'd you do that? What's the order of your?
Kevin's going to answer that question when we get back.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
come on.
I guess we have to go to another break.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Welcome back to the third chair. I'm Peter, that's Doug, and we have our special guest, Kevin Persaud.
Persaud.
Persaud. Persaud, that sounded like a cross between Persaud and a croissant.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a French cooking show.
As we've been talking about French.
Yeah, we've been talking about French.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah.
Why
French,
isn't it?
French roast
some
coffee.
croissants.
Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe we can have Donna make it for us next time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that would be good. And I've just been totally amazed as you've told some of your story in terms of all the things you've done. I mean, between a tattoo artist, working as an artist, working in the mines, pen for gold, where you've gone to school, really fascinating. And I left off with a question because I don't know how kind of possessive artists are of their secrets when they've learned to do a certain technique.
Sure.
So have you found that if you're trying to learn how to draw or paint something to get a certain effect, that the people you've interacted with are generally willing to show their secret sauce, or is that kind of like trade secrets that people hold tight?
I mean, not necessarily, because it's all technique. Everyone's developed a technique, and someone will show how they do something to get that out there. And maybe it might work more for somebody than the other person. So it's really, we're just sharing ideas, and skills,
Yeah, and of course
we're all
there's
learning from
the
each other.
100 DVD set of Bob Ross.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And now you can paint your tree.
Yeah.
And you can paint it any way you want to because
Absolutely.
it's your tree.
It's your tree. It's gonna be happy. It's exactly. Those techniques, they're shared. Everyone's learning from each other.
Yeah.
That's great.
I wish like Barney had a painting course.
That'd be interesting.
Wouldn't that be interesting? Little boys and girls. I'm gonna
Maybe Barney did. You realized the episode.
Sure, exactly. We probably just didn't see that.
Because
You're right.
I don't think between the three of us we watched enough episodes of
Oh,
Good
my
point.
son loved
True.
Barney.
True.
You may not remember this, but Barney actually changed between the first and the second season. The first season,
He ate
he
the
actually
kids?
looked, he ate the kids, he got indigestion, but he actually looked fairly scary and had very sharp lines and figures, and when they brought him back, they fattened him out. He was very round, very
now he was
Santa
making
Claus.
money. He could.
he
Barney-
eat well.
He
was
ate
eating
well.
Yeah.
You thought it was a costume, but
Well, what always made me laugh is that Barney was always fundraising for public TV, but he brought in like $900 million in revenue from Barney. You didn't need to donate to
Well, how
Barney.
much Barney make and how much did public TV make out of that?
I don't know,
Good
but
point.
I sure wish I thought of Barney.
Yeah, no kidding. Should have been my idea.
Yeah. Or what makes me laugh, I picture, Boulder, some dude after smoking some pot looks at an empty bottle and goes, "Hey man, let's put water in a bottle."
Yeah.
And there's a giant
then
industry.
Nestle takes it over, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Nestle.
Pepsi and Coke spend hundreds of millions of dollars trying to come up with a new flavor.
Right.
And some guy goes, "Yeah, put some water in a bottle."
Just put water in a bottle, man.
Yeah.
Sell it.
Yeah, sell it. Yeah.
And
Who's
a lot
gonna
of
buy
research there. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, that's the point. Yeah.
Gosh.
All right, Douglas.
I don't know if I can top that.
You don't have to, but he's got some questions
All right,
about
Doug.
you and your family. I
Okay.
think.
Sure.
Tell us about your family growing up.
Yeah, growing up, about them personally.
Well, whatever you want to share.
Whatever you want to share.
No. Okay. So, I was born in the Bronx. My parents were immigrants, and they decided to move there when my mom was pregnant. So I was born in the Bronx, and growing up there was a lot of kids who were like me, first generation born from the same country my parents were from, big West Indian group out in New York, and then moving to Colorado was a little bit more difficult.
How old were you when you moved to Colorado?
About 8 or 9.
Oh wow!
8 or 9, yeah.
So was that a big cultural adjustment?
It was, yeah, absolutely. It absolutely was. I didn't fit in with anybody or anything. I read better than everybody because I went to private school and we did hooked on phonics for like reading. So it was weird coming into a new place with new faces in a new environment. Socially, it was different. In school, it was really different. So I was alone for a lot of that. It felt lonely. My parents were always there to support me as best they can. You know, I'd complain a lot, but they did support me, especially when it came to art. There was a time though, I believe it was like 4th grade, around the time that I'd moved. I was taking it was like the art period in the elementary school. And the art instructor wanted to give me a scholarship to go to Bemis here in the Springs. But
Bemis Art School.
Bemis Art School.
Or School of the Art, whatever
School,
it is.
yeah. Bemis.
Bemis and Butthead.
Bemis. But I couldn't go only because like there was no way for my parents to take me, to drive me there. And I think that was a good thing because I then just pursued art as just for me much later in life, by the time I got to high school. So
So the rest of your career, middle school and high school, you lived in Colorado Springs?
Yep. Grew up, went to Mesa Ridge High School, graduated 2005. So yeah, I lived here for a big part of my life.
And then how did you end up in San Francisco for...
I went to college. So I was going to go to medical school. I was getting letters of recommendations from teachers, and I was applying to schools all over. And then in high school, my high school art teacher, Miss Williams, she helped me put a charcoal piece for the Scholastic writing, art and writing competition. I ended up winning gold in Denver for Colorado. Me and another student, we both won gold, and then my piece went on to winning silver, like a silver key on a national level. I think there was like 50 of us or something that won. Well, I mean, of course, there's 50 states, but yeah. Nice. So it was because of that I jumped from going to medical school to being like, well, I can just do this. No one's gonna really stop me. My parents didn't understand. Like most immigrant parents, they're never going to understand why you're going to...
Doctors.
Yeah, exactly. Go be a lawyer, you know? Yeah. But I didn't want my life and career to be set out in front of me like that. I wanted to just create my own life. So that's what took me to San Francisco, because I wanted to go into advertising, because I could probably make money doing that.
Was there a different cultural shock when you went to San Francisco?
Yeah, because I'm so used to this now. Going to the big city, it felt much lonelier. I had to meet new people, which I did, and I love all those people that I met. I learned a lot of new painting techniques and really honed my skills there. But then I moved back because it was very expensive and I was homesick. So I went to Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design and stayed close to home and made a bunch of new friends there, and I honed my skills more and just kind of developed me as a person. You should always keep learning regardless of what you want to do. Don't be scared to change majors or ideas. Just go be yourself. You know?
So wait a minute here, because I'm just a lowly doctor. So you went to the Rocky Mountain School of Art and Design and the San Francisco School of...
Academy of Art University.
Academy of Art University and Colorado Film School.
Correct.
Are we missing any other higher education institutions?
I studied to become a medical assistant. And then what else?
Was that like at Pima or whatever?
It was what was it? Everest. Yeah, one of those like I'm gonna just take your money type schools. And then there's a whole story in that too, but I won't get into it. And then I went and I decided I needed a career. and I got into welding. So I'm a certified welder. I'm a welder by trade.
You know,
Peter was going to be a plumber, right?
yeah,
He, he was.
I had to leave medicine for a while because of some drug addiction issues.
Yeah.
And I had actually been accepted into the local 58 plumbers apprenticeship.
Really?
Yeah, and I got on a list, and one year that I applied, I was like in the number 21 position, so there was a chance that I'd actually start the program. But then the plumbing field in Colorado really slowed down.
Really?
Yeah, and so there were a lot of people on the list that didn't get called in.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that would have been great, though.
And when we come back, I want to talk about the country your parents
from?
immigrated
Sure, yeah.
from.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's
We'll do
interesting.
that this episode, or are we going to bring it back for a third one?
And we'll do it after these breaks.
Doug, most of our viewers and followers know that our new episodes come out on YouTube on Thursday nights.
Right.
But we have a new announcement about the third chair.
Exciting announcement.
Starting with the older episodes, they're now going to be on a TV channel.
Yes, very exciting.
So the TV channel is with the Pikes Peak Library District, Comcast Channel 17 here in Colorado Springs. And I believe the episodes are going to play at 7 o'clock at night, but they may cycle them, and who knows, maybe they'll be on at 2 or 3 in the morning. So if you're in Colorado Springs and you have Comcast and access to Channel 17, you're able to watch The Third Chair. The episodes are edited a little bit shorter. Some of the commercials are taken out on TV.
It should be exciting.
Yeah, I can finally tell my friends I'm really on TV.
We could tell them we're TV stars.
That's right.
Welcome back to The Third Chair. We have Kevin as our guest, and there's not Peter. So keep on going on.
Yeah.
Now, your parents immigrated from what country?
The country's called Guyana.
And that's in South America?
Correct, South America. Part of the Caribbean. It was owned by the British at one point, and they ancestors were indentured servants from India, and then there's the slaves that were there. So right now it's an amalgamation of lots of different people.
So have you ever visited? Oh, wow.
Hey,
Talk
wow,
about
look
visiting. Look at that.
shows up.
About time. Were you up eating the cake?
What do you, that's right. There's cake.
What cake?
Son of a!
Wipe the crumbs off.
I would walk off now if I were you.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta leave.
Wait a minute. No, everything's okay.
Fine.
Kevin, I saved you a piece.
I mean, it's birthday, yeah.
Maybe the producer and I should walk off.
Yeah, maybe we should. We'll run the show. It's fine.
That'd be fun.
Peter, remember, you do come over for coffee if you suddenly see me not drinking it.
Fair enough. Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Yeah.
So did you ever visit
Guyana? Yeah. I visited 2 or 3 times. When I was much younger. I've got lots of pictures of me when I was like about 5 or 6, maybe 4. Just being there. I mean, you always have to go back home, right?
Right.
One of the other times I was probably about 19, 20, which is far. I gotta go back soon. Yeah, but I was about 19 or 20 when I went out the last time.
So what food did you like over there?
So in Guyana, it's either curry, some kind of curry, a chicken, or like an oxtail stew, or beef patties, like in Jamaica. But it's an eclectic. It's a very big mix of foods. So yeah, curries, stews, pies,
Much seafood?
fillings, lots of seafood. Yeah, depending on where you go. Yeah, for sure. Chicken sandwich. Well, because ruled by the British. Chicken burgers. You know. But yeah, lots of food. Yeah.
Yeah, because I always kind of consider the menu. When
Absolutely.
I want to try the
Same.
native foods.
Same.
You know,
Yeah.
You know, some people say, well, where's TGI Fridays.
Yeah,
or
or
something.
it's worse than the closest McDonald's, huh? Like,
Yeah,
like,
no,
oh,
no,
come
no.
on,
Yeah, no.
Well, you know, as
I
much
wanna
McDonald's
get
takes flack. You know, I was traveling through Europe with my 4 kids. And
Yeah.
when they were homesick or having trouble,
Sure.
going to McDonald's
No, that makes
was
sense.
like was
Because
so
it's consistent.
calming.
It's consistent.
Well, what
consistent,
surprised
but
me-
I want to try the data.
Absolutely.
Oh, I non-stop eat, so
I get it. Yeah,
I can do both.
I get it. Me and Peter.
You know, for my work, you know, and then I would talk to the locals and say, because I traveled a lot, you
Yeah.
know, and say, where should I go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to locals.
Well,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
well, you know, McDonald's in Europe was interesting because you'd order like a meal, like a Big Mac meal,
Yeah.
and they'd ask you, do you want beer or wine with your meal? It's
They
like
did it
yeah.
in London.
Well,
That's the
yeah,
one-
but Germany and Italy and
Right.
other places they did.
I
It was
wonder
it
what
was the
wine pairs
expectation.
well with a Big Mac. You know?
I don't know. Maybe
Did they have
yeah.
recommendations in
I
the
assume
menu?
Something
I assume-
dry,
yeah,
probably.
since it's a beef, it'd be probably some red.
Yeah, I'd assume red.
yeah.
Red and
Yeah.
dry. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
When you visit
Guyana?
Guyana, was there anything special that you would do there? I guess go to the beach.
So here's the thing traveling with family is you kind of follow them and do what they want to do.
Oh, okay.
So it's seeing more family or seeing outside family or seeing
Okay. Visit the family.
It's you're visiting family. My cousin did take me to a cool like club they had just built. That was real nice. That was fun. But yeah, I ended up inadvertently meeting the president of Guyana at one point in time too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but he was at an event that we were at, and my uncle took us golfing, tried the local shandy. Like yeah. If you guys get a chance, go. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Is it relatively safe?
Yeah, I'd say so. Now, maybe not 15 years ago, but yeah, no, definitely. They like tourists. I say show up. When you get there, you'll see kids like greeting you at the airport, and you just throw some candy, man. They're just looking,
sure.
you know.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Candy's
funny
great.
how fast the
Candy's
world
great.
changes. It wasn't that long ago that Ukraine was a hot
yeah.
European destination.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
and now there's a
yeah.
whole thing happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jesus.
Terrible.
Now it's a really hot destination.
Oh my God, Doug, what are you doing?
Maybe I still say we should turn that mic off.
Yeah, we could have a meeting.
I have
here.
control of it. So.
He's the director. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all
but
right.
it's got to plug in there
Oh, good
somewhere.
point,
Yeah. You
Where's
can
it
have a
plugged in?
pretend mic.
Okay. All right.
So Peter wants to talk to you about some more of your art.
Sure, yeah.
Oh my
absolutely.
goodness!
They're great.
What have I done with the art?
Well,
Over
probably
here.
buried it under the cake.
Yeah, Mr. Producer, we're picking up with picture number 9. I thought this was so interesting. It's like a skull opening its mouth to swallow up something or say something.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
So this one is AMP. This is a happy piece, I will say.
Happy skull.
In the with a skull.
Skulls can be happy.
Yeah, skulls can be happy. Skulls can be happy.
Look at in Mexico they celebrate
Yeah.
Day of the Dead with sugar skulls.
Yeah.
So this is the piece that was shown in the last segment with the flowers sewn into it,
Yeah.
and it does look like it's breathing in and breathing out a lot of things. And again, started off with live flowers in the piece. So again, I'll let you guys interpret that how you will.
Was the skull added early in the painting or late in the painting?
Early in the painting, it was one of the first things I did. I had an idea, and then I just moved along with more ideas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And then this is I interpret this one as a windmill. But
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's a windmill.
I like it. I like it.
This is, again, another close-up of a bigger piece called I Am Not Your Stereotype. This is in the corner of it. I do a lot of windmills in referencing to Don Quixote.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don Quixote. And, wasn't he like the guy that like attacked windmills? Or?
Yeah, because he thought they were giants. He was stuck in a romantic ideation of life, and he was attacking giants. What he thought, but they're windmills.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And now my daughter really liked this one here, of I don't know, looks like a man with a kind of a devil's horn mask and some crazy body and lines. That's really cool. I could see that on a Halloween shirt.
Sure, yeah. So looking at it this way, it's the finished piece is the other way around. This is an in progress.
What
phase.
it's reversed or upside down?
So it's upside down. It's
upside down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and the
Does that make him a bat? Or
yeah.
is that
Batman.
upside down?
So it's a play on the Hanged Man.
Oh.
And the windmill is up in the corner of this piece as well.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah. So it's again a lot of putting things down, taking things away. Yeah.
And what was there any special significance or meaning to? Looks like sort of some sort of loincloth there put in there. Is that,
So this is I am titled "I'm Not Your Stereotype." So this is an act of censorship on all parts. The body is shaped with multiple colors, and it's a very loose body. And the mask is just to cover up a face that was there, whatever face it is.
Nice. Here's a picture of you like measuring to put up a painting at the art gallery.
This is in Cottonwood. I had a couple months where I was in one of the hallways in that gallery. Yeah.
So you don't just have Aaliyah hang the paintings for you. You have to get out there and do it.
Sure.
This was Aaliyah's painting, right?
Yeah, I was hanging Aaliyah's paintings with it.
Yeah, and then you got a few seconds to talk about this one. Sure. I like this one now. My city is not a tax write-off.
Yes, this is me being angry at the city paying a lot of other organizations to fund Colorado Springs to be an art destination, which in turn takes away a lot of the creativity from the community itself, because now there's a big organization and big funding coming from other people using art as a tax write-off, and I'm very upset and can get very long-winded in that explanation. But
sure,
yeah,
I can feel your anger.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Emperor on Star Wars.
Yeah,
Very good.
It flows through me. Yeah.
Thank you. That's some fantastic art. We will be back to continue on in just a few moments. Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Grigg, a life and recovery coach with Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching. I've had the pleasure and privilege of helping people for over 25 years. I want to hear your story, support and encourage you while we partner together to help you reach your goals. I can help you. I am certain I can help you. I can be your guide, role model, resource person, and help you get results. What's my coaching frameworks? I'm an eclectic coach drawing from a variety of disciplines and frameworks with evidence-based proven methods. What would you like to work on? Some popular areas are goal setting and attainment, building and maintaining motivation, finding purpose, personal development, recovery from drug and alcohol addiction problems, health and wellness, life planning, athletic and creative artist performance enhancement, maybe something else. Just ask me. I would love to help you. You can find my services on Fiverr.com. Welcome back to the third chair. I'm Peter, that's Doug, and we are here with Kevin. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you, Peter, for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Peter.
Well, I feel like it's my duty to show up at least to one section out of 5.
Okay, all right.
And then surprise the fans with,
showing up
who else is going to show up?
Yeah.
It
was Peter.
One time, you might be here and Aaliyah will walk in and be a co-host.
Sure.
Yeah. She could do it.
I think she could.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of awesome, we've got a few more shots of some art you've done. We're going to put them up for our people watching the episode at home. I think of a James Bond movie that had some clowns that were shot. When I see this one,
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know which movie it was, but I remember it was filmed in India with the Fabergé eggs. Do you remember?
I remember seeing it, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't
so long. Yeah.
Yeah, boy, we're all old. And it's past our bedtime.
And there's so many James Bond.
Yeah, there's so many James Bond
And the
movies.
bit time keeps moving up every year.
Yeah, yeah,
The way you used red in this, I was really fascinated by.
yeah.
It's almost like the clown is crying red. I don't know if that was part of your interpretation or what you're thinking of at the time.
Sure.
I like the little thing. It looks like a little frown under the red.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like,
It's yeah, a little lip space there. So this one is called War Paint.
War paint.
This one's called War Paint. I have a thing about clowns. I like clowns.
So it is a clown.
It is a clown.
Okay, so I was in the ballpark.
You're right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Modeled after Pierrot the Clown, which is the name of the movie Pierrot le Fou, which is based off of a clown. The name of a clown. Peter the Fool is what it's actually called.
oh.
Pierrot le Fou. Now, I enjoy clowns because the idea of a clown I use as an analogy for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
We as people, we get up, we get dressed, we put our faces on, and we perform, and we go to work, and we come home, and we're tired, we're going to take a shower, and you got to get up and do it all over again. Clowns, they get up, they put on their makeup, they perform, they put on a show, they let other people, laugh or cry or be whoever they want to be, and then they go home, take the makeup off, have to do it all over again. So we, as regular people, not as clowns, we have to get up and we do that. We perform. We are performing every day. So this is called War Paint for that reason.
Nice. I mean, there's obviously also an element of we tend to just show people what we want them
Right.
to see.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you
Correct.
really don't know me. You just see my clown face.
Yes.
Unless you have such a relationship with people where you're willing to
Yeah.
take off your makeup together to
Yeah.
show your real face.
Exactly. I think we're all children at heart. We're all and nobody seems to recognize that child. Everyone sees the outside version of your day-to-day life and not who you really feel you are. So
Wow. Very good. This one, I really, really like the way you've used colors in that. And the heading, Never Heard a Lost Voice.
yeah.
I mean, to me, of the ones you showed tonight, this one's like possibly trying to scream out a message, or how'd you pick like Never Heard a Lost Voice?
Again, just more thoughts. Like I put a lot of writing in some of my recent paintings. I like putting words together, and this is more of an idea that again isn't vocalized. I feel we're all kind of stifled in a lot of ways. Again, that child inside of us needs to be seen, needs to be hugged and held. Right?
Are the words very deliberate, or do you ever like just hit a random phrase generator on the internet?
I mean,
you can generate rap songs that way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
In my head, they are generated pretty randomly, but they are very deliberate too.
Okay.
They are very deliberate. It's how I write. I write like train of thought, consciously, just putting things out there. So yeah, but the deliberate piecing together is deliberate.
Nice. Now, this next one, we've talked about this already, so we won't dwell on it. There's a picture of you in a podcast. And then the next couple of these are some events that were held in town. And
Sure.
I'm just curious, this one is art cores, almost like actors, but art cores.
Hardcore, yeah. So like hardcore, it's artcore.
Your name's there,
My name is there, yes.
although they spelled croissant wrong.
Spelled croissant wrong, yeah. This is where I did that live painting at Artcore 2, put together by Gold Pizza. This was pretty recent, February.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what about this open house one?
This was for Black Law, House of Black Law. This was a great event, one of my first events. I didn't do a live painting here, but I did show several paintings. This led me to reach out and meet with several other artists in the community.
And what is Black Law? I don't know that I've heard that term before.
They're an organization. They help with booking and vending and.
Okay, all right. So that's the.
So they put on a lot of.
help
events
put the
on.
gig on.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha. And then is this the same one we looked at before? The second Artcore.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hardcore.
so that was just a repeat. great. And then on this picture that I've labeled Event 4, there's a picture of you, and it looks like you're painting a man with a tie who's tied up or something. I'm not sure what was it all about.
So this is that.
Also,
holiday,
we'll put that up as well, the Holiday Art and Gift Market.
Yeah, the Holiday Art and Gift Market. Me and Aaliyah shared a table. I had prints. I sold a bunch of prints that day, but I didn't. That was all I had. Aaliyah had a number of things: jewelry, prints herself, and then
She also made jewelry?
She did for this event specifically.
She
She did.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have much to show, so I just went upstairs and grabbed a painting and just kind of stuck it there.
Did you talk about it? Or
I did. A lot of people asked questions.
Did you throw a little paint on while you're doing that? Or
No. This was
you just put it there as a prop to talk.
Yeah, that painting was done about 10 years ago.
Wow.
About 10 years ago. So.
And then this was the Holiday Art and Gift Market.
So this
Does that
event,
occur every year, as far as you know?
Yes, and we're trying to put more events on it in Cottonwood. Something for the spring, I believe, something is planned. Something for Juneteenth as well. And then, but yeah, no. If you're on the mailing list, just follow that. You'll see the classes, events, whatever we've got going on.
Yeah, I'm really fascinated about the idea of classes there. I mean, I know you teach some of them. Are there like classes for people that know nothing?
Sure.
Like, literally, like I've
Oh,
never. I'm afraid to pick up a paintbrush because I might poke somebody.
Well,
kind of people.
I mean, that's the best way. So you go someplace where they are willing to teach you and willing to show you what to do and how to do certain things. And
low pressure.
very low pressure. Everything's more about fun. It's not. I have a lecture class that I teach, but that's more of like an art analysis type thing. But there are painting classes. There are sculpting, pottery classes. There's oils. There's a number of classes for anybody who wants to be a beginner at any level to just jump in and go for a class, you know?
Wow, I've got to check that out, or maybe even like give one to a class to one of my kids or something.
Yeah, absolutely. They're
Now,
great gift ideas. Yeah.
Do all the instructors talk like Bob Ross?
No. There's a very big mix of people there,
Didn't
but
you
everyone
instruct
is
a
very
class?
lovely. What's that?
Did you instruct a class? Was that
Last night I was head of a veterans class, which I think happens every month. So last night was my day to run that class. I am also in talks with them to try to put together a welding class. So hopefully that works out for us. So I can show some basic things on welding, as well as getting a sculpting class, like a metal sculpting class together. So
do you use welding in your art at all? Or?
I would. Absolutely. I love welding. I'm a welder by trade, so I would love to sculpt doing that, yeah.
That sounds so interesting. And I know that, well, actually, we're running out of time. We're going to have to bring you back for a third episode down the road.
Okay.
But thank you. We're going to go to a break, and then
We've got
when we come
another
back-
segment, though.
Yeah, short one. We're going to ask a couple of more questions,
Sure.
and then we'll wrap up.
Okay.
But we'll be back after this break.
The official copy of the Kentucky-Arizona Walnut Association?
It's kava.
The national coffee of Kawasaki, Japan?
It's kava.
Hiya!
Is it the secret elixir of the surfers in Hawaii?
Or is it the secret island recipe of Kona, Koala, Kauai, or Cola? It's kava.
Kava is Polish for coffee. And here at Kava Coffee, we focus on serving a delicious, high-quality cup of coffee in a space where love, coffee, and people mix into the perfect blend.
We value our relationships with our customers and our roasters. Buy locally whenever possible and truly have the homemade touch. Our pastries, syrups, and even our almond milk are made in-house.
So come on in, relax, get some work done. Enjoy the Kava community, some encouraging words from the Kava Coffee Gang.
Kava Coffee.
Be awake.
Well, did he say action?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. We're back.
Yes, we are.
And we're back with Kevin
I'm here.
on the third chair. What an amazing guest you've been. I've so much
Thank you.
appreciated your stories, your art.
I appreciate you guys having me. This is great.
And
So, some final questions.
Sure.
These are very difficult.
Okay.
What kind of music do you like?
God. All sorts. I like all sorts of music. I can't really narrow down a favorite style or genre or even artist because that's a very complicated question. That's like, yeah.
well, you did mention a band during the break that like I'd never heard of, like the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, the Sonics. Yeah,
Sonics.
Not the Hedgehog, the Sonics.
Sure, yeah.
Are they like really famous or is it?
No,
is this like
they're a garage band from the '60s. They weren't that famous, but I spent a lot of time collecting 45s whenever I found them, and I couldn't find any originals, just reprints. But it's still one of my goals is to find some Sonics 45s.
Where are they from?
I believe Washington, close to Seattle area.
Okay, so
I believe.
There's a lot of kind of grunge band stuff.
Yeah,
I guess they name themselves after the.
Seattle Supersonics.
Well, that could be the basketball team, but the basketball team was named after because they had Boeing in Seattle.
Oh yeah.
And so like Sonic Flight. Was that
Sonic
your
Jets.
idea? Sonic
So
Jets.
something to do with that.
So yeah, the Sonics.
Maybe all their dads were engineers for Boeing.
Yeah, probably.
We had an engineer for Boeing on the show.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He told us
You just
about
have everybody.
airplanes. Yeah.
We do. And if you're watching at home and interested in being on the show, send us a note. And if you're a member of Call the Kettle Black or
Kettle Black Art Collective.
Kettle Black Art, and we have not yet contacted you, please contact us.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
absolutely.
we love your group here.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah. We're a very fun group. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Yeah.
But 2 for 2 on guests.
Hey, there we go.
Well, at least Aaliyah's been great.
Sure. Yeah. She's always great. That's fine. I can leave now, right? I'll go see about that cake. That's fine.
Oh, you've been amazing as well. Kevin. You
Thanks.
truly have.
Thanks.
So if somebody wants to contact you for art or
Sure.
to learn how to gold mine or
Weld,
or
tattoos.
They can contact me through Instagram. It's at dumbehart dumb.e.hart. Yeah. Send me a message.
Cool.
Slide in my DMs, as they say. Yeah.
You know, that sort of wording has always like thrown me out. That shows how old I am. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up with all the social media.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Just the idea of like sending a DM as a major way to communicate a possible business deal. Just for me, it's a little bizarre.
A direct message to somebody. Yeah. Well, things have changed. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, Kirk and Star Trek, you know, Kirk Enterprise, I mean, there was the first cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They were designed because of Star Trek.
They were designed for Star Trek.
Yeah, but you know, the amazing one is Dick Tracy, because he always had
Oh,
a watch.
That's right.
I mean, and
That's right.
and
Oh,
they're
so he had
here.
an Apple Watch, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what he had.
Yeah.
They had such colorful cops too. You know, Dick Tracy.
yeah.
My favorite was Joe Jitsu. Do you remember that? He was one of the police. Because Dick Tracy on the cartoon, Dick Tracy would contact one of the different policemen in his unit.
Right.
One of them's name was Joe Jitsu.
Joe Jitsu.
Yeah, and he would, when he grabbed a criminal, he'd throw him, and he'd always go, "So sorry," throw him again, "So sorry," throw him again, "So sorry."
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we're going to call it a night.
Awesome.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
We're so grateful you came. You've really been awesome
Thanks.
and amazing.
I appreciate
Please, people, if you enjoyed the show, you want to see more, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon so you know when our producer Doug is taking the time to upload another episode. Thank you and good night.